this anime that we were put onto
Yes.
by the GOAT.
The GOAT.
He's not the GOAT, but yeah, he's a throat goat.
He's
Definitely the throat. He's definitely the throat goat. You know what I'm saying? The Gluck over 9,000.
God, bro. Oh my gosh.
It's an anime. It's an isekai.
Yes, sir.
Called the assassin that got reincarnated as an aristocrat or something like that.
Fucked up that shit bad.
What is it called?
I don't know.
But it's the assassin that got reincarnated
as
an aristocrat.
There's fine in the title somewhere.
What is it?
Fine, Fine, like the fine assassin or some shit like that.
You don't look this up because once you get into isekais, you just start real. Okay, the world's finest assassin gets reincarnated in another world as an aristocrat. Oh my god! Like, there's no reason you can just shorten that.
Yeah,
you could definitely
just
shorten
call
it.
Freaking like assassin, like something just easier, quicker.
Yeah,
they gotta put the context. They put the plot in the title. So I mean, hey, you don't gotta do too much research.
I guess, but it's like it's too much. Like it's
a lot.
The world's finest assassin gets reincarnated in another world. Bro, that's more than 10 words.
Yeah,
that's more than 10 words.
Yeah.
That doesn't fit in the Crunchyroll thingy-majig of the title of the fucking show. That's ridiculous. It takes up, like, on Wikipedia, it takes up the whole screen from left to right.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
There's some long words in there too.
Yeah, reincarnated. Come on, man.
Aristocrat.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Anyways, we were put onto the show, and the way that it got presented to us, it was like, yo, this is crazy. It's an isekai, but it's nuts. It's vicious. It's like adult and all this other shit. And I was like, oh, all right then. I still didn't give it a chance. You were the first one in the group chat to respond, yo, just saw episode 1. This is legit. And I was like, all right, well, let me just give it a try then.
Yeah.
Episode 1 is incredible. Incredible might be a stretch, but it was really, really good.
That's fine. Yeah.
It was very good. It establishes the main character and where the fuck he came from before he died, and comes into being an aristocrat later on. And then it turns into the isekai, meets the god, and then turns over to the funny world JRPG style. And the entire time, I don't know what your experience was, because I think you definitely have a more open mind towards this genre than I do.
Yeah.
And I think this kind of made me realize why.
Okay.
Really what it is. By no stretch of the imagination is this whack. This is nowhere near whack. This is good. But it's the template that I hate.
Really?
Like, you know, like having a template is not bad. It just is. It's the foundation that that gets built upon to create everything else.
Yeah.
For example, Pokemon has a foundation that is established, and whether you like that or not is kind of the make or break. And they create around that foundation.
Plug in other shit.
Exactly.
Change it.
Now, for me, the foundation for Pokemon is good enough where I'm still gonna bitch about it, but I'm gonna cop.
Yeah.
Like, it's good enough for me.
I feel it.
Right? Same thing with like Shonen, like Saint Seiya. It seems like there's a template where Athena's at the bottom, kind of overlooking whatever the fuck's going on. They got to get to a certain spot before sundown, before time runs out, and then they got to beef with everyone in between.
Yeah. That's
the template. For isekais, for some reason, it just takes it takes me out of the world. Okay. No pun intended.
Yeah.
Everything that they kind of established in that episode 1, where he's the assassin and he's got the little girl next to him and he's training her and he's carrying out an assassination. All that thing, everything that happened there, and it's very mature, very adult, and the fact that the dude's an adult too, which is really dope, was really great. And then when they pulled him out of that, and then he starts picking the stats, like, I don't want to watch a JRPG. I want to play a JRPG. You know what I mean? What brings me back to the story, and I'm caught up. I actually finished to episode 9
for real?
that aired this year. Yeah, I wasn't kidding, because I really wanted to give it a shot.
Yeah. What
kind of brings me back to the show is the fact that it actually has some decent plot lines, and sometimes it's kind of crazy, right? I think like episode 6 or 7 when they start getting into like all the other shit.
I don't know yet.
I thought you got to that point.
I'm at like 6, I think.
When Homegirl was getting sold?
Possibly.
Yeah, it was like they stole these girls.
Yeah.
All right, and they got the fat dude and the other dude, and like, yo, you gonna live in this house, but it was really just getting pimped out.
Yep.
I was like, yo, this is crazy, right? And all of that is very enticing because it's high stakes. It's insane as a storyline, right? It's crazy. But when they start to bring back again the elements of powers, and the dude always has a harem, I'm like, yo, I'm just watching Sword Art Online. Now, granted, I think they give a good reason as to why he's as nice as he is, because he used to be the shit and he got reincarnated as a kid. But I would have much rather kept the adult. I would have much rather removed all that shit, because it seems like they're finding ways to give reason to why the template is what it is.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So it's bad.
It's not bad. It's just I don't like it.
Okay.
I hate the template, but I like the story of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's frustrating. Because I would have much rather this have been not an isekai.
Yeah.
And I think it would have been a much better thing.
So like still the kid, still doing all this shit. It's just
I don't get the kid. Like, I wish he was just an adult.
he was reborn. He has to be a kid.
I get it. I just wish there was no reborn. Like, it was actually really interesting when he in the beginning, in that first episode, they established him being that dude. Mm-hmm. He was the dude from Spy Family. He was Sakamoto days. Like, when he carried out he carried out all the assassinations, and he was ill.
Yeah.
But he had to transition and make sure that he taught other people, and that was like a different part of his brain that he was not accustomed to using. Mm. And you saw a little bit of that, of him trying to teach someone else. And I thought that was super duper interesting.
Yeah.
Right? Imagine if they just did exactly what they're doing now with him as the main character of teaching other girls. Yeah. And he was saying that he has a bit more vulnerability now because he's not a tool for a war or whatever, as he thought before, because he was just a tool. You just tell me what to kill, I'll kill, and then we go. Mm-hmm. All that stuff would have been ill in the world that he was already in. There was no need, there's no real need to go into the isekai as opposed, other than to just bring an audience.
Well, okay, so, I like isekai because I like going to a world I don't really know. Like, the world he was in previously was just like the real world. He ended up going to like a magical world where there's new environments and new creatures and stuff like that. I like seeing that aspect of it. Seeing him adapt to that made it more interesting to me than just a typical regular world type stuff. Also, you said yourself that you don't like to watch RPGs. You want to play them. I guess me, I'd rather watch them than play them. So it kind of it's opposite for me, which makes it easier for me because I can get it done in 6 hours as opposed to freaking 80. Yeah. So like I prefer that method so much more. I see what you're saying. I think that like some of those plot points would make a good just story on its own, but like I don't know. They just put it all in one, and I'm not opposed to it. It works for me. I understand isekai it's not necessary all the time, but this just seems fun. I don't watch too many isekais, so watching this kind of like is just a cool little break, a little something different than what I'm used to. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you for watching the video.
Thank you.
Appreciate it
very much.
Do us a favor, if you like what you saw, head over to the main channel. You can watch the full episode.
Subscribe.
Thanks.
Yep. Peace.